Good evening, everyone. It is Michelle Haynes coming to you live from Haynes Preparatory School. So, if you hear some background noise tonight, it's because I'm coming on earlier than I normally do. It's still during my normal operating hours. So, I'm wearing two hats today, what many small business owners and folks who are involved in civic engagement do. So, um, not only do I own the daycare, but I am the community outreach coordinator for the NAACP Metuchen Edison Area Branch, or MEAB for short. And tonight I am coming to you live with probably one of our last Meet the Vendor series chats, as we are finally, like a day and a half away from Juneteenth. So it's a day that we've been looking forward to for quite some time, and it's always been talked about as far as like a faraway date, June 10th. But we're super excited that June 10th is finally right around the corner. Don't worry, we are on top of the air quality condition. For those of you who are not aware, there have been a lot of Canadian fires, and the way that the jet stream and some storms and the weather have worked, not to New Jersey's advantage. We've been having those like um, the smoke and the fog swoop down into our area. Yesterday it was like at the height of its worst, but now all the air quality conditions are favorable. Juneteenth will be happening. Forecast to be anywhere between 79 to 81 degrees on Saturday. We're really excited, and definitely hoping for a nice, breezy sort of day. Today, I have Patricia, who will be meeting. She owns Sodor, and she's going to give us more information about her business. We'll talk about some barriers she may have faced as a small business owner and what she's looking forward to as far as the Juneteenth festival is concerned. I'm going to play my countdown, give people a couple more minutes to jump in, and I'll be right back. Okay, it's me, and I'm back again, Michelle Haynes, the Community Outreach Coordinator for the NAACP MEAB chapter. And I am joined this evening with Patricia, and her business is Sodor. Hi, Patricia.
Hi, Michelle. How are you?
I am well, and you. It's great. Finally, putting a live face and voice to a lot of our chats that we've been having through Facebook Messenger. And if you're not aware who Patricia is, if you look on the in the group for the Juneteenth festival, her post is actually pinned because she asked a very important question of us and said, "Hey, where's the advertising? What can we do to start spreading the word?" And I pinned her post and put everything that we had as far as the most updated flyers and news articles actually now that are out about the Juneteenth festival. So thank you for asking that question. It was a great
No
one.
problem. No problem.
So tell me a little about Sador. What is your business and what does it involve?
So I launched Sodora back in 2020 due to the
Pandemic.
pandemic. Yeah.
Okay.
I think a lot of us kind of went through the hurdle of trying to figure out what we're going to do next, if we were going to be able to keep our jobs or what have you. So at the time, a friend of mine, she knew that I went to school for sewing. So she kind of pushed me to try and dibble and dabble into getting back into it because I'm a flight attendant by trade.
Okay.
So she said, "Why don't you start making masks?" And I'm like, well, everybody else is making masks. Like, I don't want to be part of something that everybody else is doing. And she's like, well, just see what happens. So I started sewing masks, and that kind of went through the roof. The special thing about my masks are that they're African print. In other
Mm,
words, Ankara. I'm half Nigerian, half Haitian. So I kind of just embedded those two into choosing my fabrics and making the masks. And then once I realized that COVID wasn't going to be here forever, I decided, my mom does hair. And she's had her business for years. And I said, you know what? You know, we as women, we need something to protect our hair. And because I love
mhm.
African print so much, why don't I just mesh the two together? And so I started making hair bonnets, I started making head wraps, and they all are African print designs, and then kind of dabbled into turbans. And now I'm kind of like branching off into clothing because that's eventually what I do want to do. But
Okay.
it's been going really well, and I've been getting a lot of great feedback from people. I sew everything myself, so
Oh,
it's
wow.
definitely, yeah, it's definitely been a fun experience from the beginning. So I'm just hoping that it can grow into a bigger brand and people know more about who and what Sodor is.
That sounds awesome. I mean, you had to pivot and then pivot again, right? So you did the business was born because of an initial pivot or shift, and then you had to then take the business again because, as you mentioned, COVID, the the pandemonium behind COVID, right? And the mask
Mhm.
wearing has since died down, and you needed to then shift and make that change again. Although I'm sure anyone who purchased your masks and still had them have been using them over the past few days. So
Yeah.
look, everybody, you just never know when a
Yep.
mask may come in handy. And truth be told, I still wear my mask. I suffer from allergies. And so I noticed that during the pandemic season, when I had my mask on, even when outdoors, I did not have to take as much allergy medication, if any at all,
Wow.
particularly on high pollen days. So that also may be a market to take a look at, is just to say, hey, those of you who are, really hard allergy sufferers, just wear your mask on those medium to high um, pollen days, and it will keep you feeling okay. It
Yeah.
helps keep a lot of barrier to all of that. So what types of items are you bringing to Juneteenth? Is there anything in particular that we should be looking out for?
Oh my God, I have a lot of stuff. So, of course, I have the hair bonnets, I have the head wraps, turbans. I also have headbands. I have those
Mhm.
African fans because it's starting to get hot. I do
Yes.
have denim jackets. I do have overalls. Um, I have some t-shirts, Juneteenth t-shirts. So I do have quite a bit of a few things to sell, and I'm very excited to participate for the Juneteenth festival. I'm looking forward to really meeting all the vendors because I think for me, when I do these pop-up shops or festivals, I mean, of course, you're there to really make money, but for me,
Hmm.
it's more so of the people that you're meeting, the networking, the connections you make, and the relationships that you build after the fact. Because to me, that's worth more than the actual results of getting any kind of currency. So I'm very excited to see what Saturday brings and to meet the people there and just to see a great turnout.
Yeah, we're really excited about all the traction that the event is getting, I should say. If you are, and it's giving excitement too. I mean, at this point, we'll talk a little bit more about that as we like round out our conversations. But I think you are definitely correct and hit the nail on the head there. Um, but don't get it twisted. She still wants your sales, okay, everybody. Like, you still need to come, you still need to buy. But as a small business owner, as micro business owners, just period, just as business owners in general, networking is beyond key and critical and crucial. And I know oftentimes people will say, and I'm sure you can relate, as as a business owner, particularly when you're just starting, you tend to wear all of the hats, and it's hard when you are the creative of your brand, when you are the face of the brand, when you are the marketing, when you are advertising, when you are the bookkeeper, when you are the person who is going to pop-ups or festivals, and you're the setup and the breakdown crew, you're pulling it all yourself. And then for someone to kind of like have the unmitigated gall to say to you, well, what are you doing to network? Like, when do you have time? And then on top of that, if you are still working a regular 9 to 5, it's tough to balance all of that. But I will say to like every entrepreneur that is listening to this, networking is critical. It is crucial. I can't tell you how many opportunities that I've experienced myself on the back of knowing the right person, knowing who, if not knowing the right person, putting it out to my network or to my circle, and someone within my circle knows who I should chat with, and can help, get the results. So
Absolutely.
definitely, with over 100 vendors, retail, food, community partners being there, definitely network. Take the time. I really go talk to AT&T, talk to Lincoln Tech, talk to all of those corporate folks who are there, because you never know what opportunity will present itself to you. It's
Absolutely.
one
Absolutely.
it's one of the key reasons I want everyone to be set up by 12 o'clock. There's a little bit of a buffer between, the time that everyone is coming in and the time that the parade kicks up. You can be selective in who you network with in that buffer period. It's a good time to do so.
Right.
Looking
Absolutely.
forward to anything at the festival. Me personally, I'm a food gal. I had mentioned it in another segment. So I am definitely looking forward to all of the food trucks and vendors, particularly um, the corn, the funnel cake, lemonade. Someone has lemonade somewhere. So those are my three. What are your favorite like festival style foods?
I mean, I'm a foodie, so anything soul food, anything Caribbean, anything Mexican,
Ah,
I'm there. Um,
okay.
Typically when I do events, sometimes I get to eat, sometimes I don't get to eat. So I'm hoping that I'm able to kind of like network with a food vendor and say, listen, I'm one of the vendors. I'll be over there. Don't forget about me. How much is it? Pay you. And then like try and eat in between because it gets very chaotic. It gets very busy. A lot of people are coming in and coming out. So yeah, you got to eat and you got to stay hydrated.
Yes, definitely. During the day on Saturday, hydration is key. We want to
Yeah.
make sure that people are on top of that. Um, I am looking to pull you up on social media. What is your social media handle? What's the preferred social media for you?
My preferred is Instagram. It's Shop Sodor,
Hmm.
SHOPSODOR. I'm also on Facebook too. But I realize that there's a certain demographic that uses Instagram and then there's a certain demographic that uses Facebook. I try to kind of share everything from Instagram to Facebook. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, I prefer Instagram, but yeah. Yeah.
I am pulling your Instagram up right now. Here we go. Oh, nice.
Thank you.
Ooh, I like this. Check out the video.
Thank you.
This looks like it was another pop up shop.
Yeah. That one was in New Jersey. I believe it was like East Orange or Orange area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a great time. And that's the thing is when you do these pop-ups is you just don't know who you're gonna meet. You just connect with just such great women, especially. I mean, you find some men, but predominantly it's women. And, it's just a great community of people who are just very talented. with their handcrafting. And, it's just amazing to see and, be able to exchange information with them and kind of network, because, sometimes you do a lot of events and you end up seeing them again, and, it just grows and grows and grows and grows. So for me, I love, the process of, participating in pop-ups and festivals for sure.
What I do like that you bring to the forefront is that most vendor events and fairs, they are predominantly female,
Mm-hmm.
um, which leads me to almost believe, like, if I had to probably bank on statistics, although it's a male dominated society as far as corporate America goes still, and women are definitely making moves and continuously breaking glass ceilings. Small and micro businesses tend to be woman owned, and it's a woman dominated area. It's rare
Mm-hmm.
that I see um, a vendor fair or go to a pop-up where it's predominantly men, even
Right.
if it's a pop-up that is specifically for the men, that's catering to a male crowd. It's still the women who are handling their business, which is really dope.
Right. Yeah, it
And
is.
I love here in the middle of your this Instagram um, squares, the dream, create, and inspire. I just love that.
Absolutely. Thank
Yes,
you.
you're welcome. So I am going to ask everyone to follow you on Instagram, okay, at Shop Sodor, at SHOPSODOR. It's right here on the bottom of the screen. And we have a lot again that's going on during our Juneteenth Freedom Day Festival, which is this Saturday, June 10th, starting now, because everything, we just keep adding more and more to it, right? So this is what happened, or what do they say? What had happened was, right? Um, we had some students out of Essex County, Newark Public Schools. They gave a call and said, "Hey, we heard about your Freedom Day basketball tournament." I said, "What? What? There's a Freedom Day tournament? Like, what's that?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's right. There's the
Oh,
basketball
wow.
competition," and they wanted to play. And of course, I couldn't say no.
Right.
So they are eighth graders, eighth and I think ninth grade JV students. So they're going to be coming down and they are going to play against another local JV team in like an exhibition match before the main basketball tournament. And there'll be an award for the two teams that participate, which is like fantastic. So that kicks off at 9 o'clock on the basketball courts. Use the address 307 Central Avenue, Edison, in order to get to those. It will take you to a person's home, but just keep driving past it and you'll see where those basketball courts are.
Okay.
Simultaneously at 9 o'clock, we are also having Walkathon, well, with Wiley and Xavier's Autistic Kids Can Do. They're a local nonprofit that caters to children who are on the spectrum by providing advocacy, social meetups, and just ways for them to feel included in just really just being kids. Like, let kids be kids, and that's all any child wants to be, no matter what capabilities they have. They just all want to, live life and just be happy and be children. So that's what Talina, who's the CEO and president of Wiley and Xavier's, aspires to do with that group. There's also going to be a dance-a-thon with Eastside Dance Project. So all of that is happening ahead of our main festival. Then at 12 o'clock, start making your way down to the circle, and we are going to start our parade. We are marching in, celebrating our freedom and Freedom Day. And then our main stage activities start to kick off around 1:15, 1:30, where we'll have NAACP President Reggie Johnson alongside Mayor of Edison, Mayor Yoshi, um, open up the stage with performances all day long.
Oh,
It
wow.
culminates with the Earth, Wind, and Fire tribute band. and ends at 9 o'clock with a spectacular fireworks show. So
Wow.
there's a lot happening. And in the midst of all this, there's East Side Dance Project, there's American Dance Studios, there's the B2Z Bamba group, there's enactors. I'll get to the children's zone. Hold on. There's oh my gosh, there's so many. We have a young artist. She's 9, displaying her art. We
Oh,
have
sweet.
another 9, 10-year-old impressive who's an award-winning orator. He's going to tell us about Juneteenth. Um, the Lumsey Sisters gospel group, they will be there as well. Then we have a whole entire children's zone that will be going from 12 until about 6 o'clock, if not a little later. We have pony rides, huge obstacle course. Uh, they have a rock climbing wall, uh, face painting, glitter tattoos, mini sports activities. Different characters will be there: Batman, Superman, a couple of the other kids, a couple of the characters. So there's just so much that's happening, so much going on. And then last but not least, the food, lots, lots of food. So really, really excited. We have a Mason group that's coming from Brooklyn, that's being a part of our parade as well. It's really a day to celebrate friends, to celebrate family, to celebrate Black excellence, in so many different ways. So we're really excited about it, and we're really excited to have you there.
Oh, thank you. I'm excited to participate for sure. I cannot wait.
Yes. And then beyond Juneteenth, you know, this is one of our like larger events that we do throughout the course of the year, but we still have other events, and we look forward to meeting and continuously working with the vendors who come out to do these events with us. It's not like we just come on, do this one, and then we drop you like a hot potato and never see you again. One of the
Well,
things,
that's
and we
good.
were yeah, we were discussing offline just ways that the NAACP as an organization can support you beyond doing vendor shows, whether that's shared or community marketing, whether we can figure out how to help to get you interns who can come and do the work for course credit versus having to come out of your budget. And then that's one extra hat that you can potentially take off, and now you can dedicate and move your resources to other important avenues within the business. So we membership with NAACP, not just vendors, but anyone in general. Those are the things that help us be able to bring these types of programs out to the community. So we're really excited. And like I said, really excited to meet you. And I'm actually going to make it a point. Most of you have heard me over the phone, or you've only spoken to me via, messenger or text. But I will make it my mission on Saturday to get to every person.
I appreciate that.
Yes, because if you can take the time to, come to the festival, the least that we can do as an organization is make sure that, we come and we say hi and thank you, face to face.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. So again, it was great chatting with you this evening.
Same
Um,
here.
Looking forward to seeing you on Saturday. So we'll say goodbye on three. One, two, three. Bye, everyone.
Bye.